Kazakh Global is a program about modern Kazakh culture in the global world. The best performances of Kazakh culture in literature, theater and cinema, classical and traditional music, as well as performing arts presented on the world's famous venues. Today we will talk about Kazakh musicians' tour to Italy, combining the energy of tradition and the energy of creativity. This is how the tour of the Academy of Soloists State Orchestra in the picturesque Italian cities can be described. The summer tour of Kazakh Orchestra has become a tradition over the last 20 years. Initially, we collaborated with the Villa Classics agency in Italy from 1998 to 2000. We continue to participate in various festivals, concerts organized by this agency with our friends in Germany, in France, in England, and in the US during all these years. Our tour included the participation in the beautiful summer festivals held in Italy. We took part in festivals in Ravello and in Amalfi. We also took part in the anniversary concerts both in Rome and in Milan. But this year, we dedicated our concert to the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program. We want the Italian public to learn more about Kazakh culture, music, musicians, and soloists. We have a mission to promote our culture in Europe. The tour lasted for several weeks. It was organized with the support of the Kazakh Ministry of Culture and Sports and Kazakh Concert State Organization. The orchestra is performed at new venues almost every day. The Academy of Soloists musicians also performed on embankments, in ancient temples and in museums. They traveled hundreds of kilometers between performances, new hotels, long rehearsals. Today is the final day of the tour, and the mood of the musicians is changeable, like the sea wind. On the one hand, they are happy that the exciting journey has come to an end. And on the other hand, they feel sad because the magic of performances before a new public will disappear and applause will subside. Today we have the final concert for this year in Italy, and I hope it will be successful as the previous ones. I would like to wish good luck to all my fellow musicians, and of course I hope that Italy will invite us again next year. And we will also perform with great success. We will be delighted to represent our Kazakhstan again in Italy. Azad Malik is currently a graduate student of the Kazakh University of Arts. As a baritone, he has a rich musical experience. He performed at the world's leading venues. He received awards in prestigious competitions, and he studied at the best educational institutions in Italy. However, this is his first tour as a soloist of the Academy of Soloists. To tell the truth, we are fatigued. But it is a pleasant fatigue because we were excited to travel, perform and meet our old friends. And of course it is a challenging task to perform in the new theaters and venues, but it is a great pleasure too. I especially enjoyed our performances in Novi Ligure and Paestum. It was an incredible experience. We are thankful to the audience who supported us and attended our concerts. They are amazing. Ariano Irpino was the last city where Kazakh Orchestra performed as part of their Italian tour in 2018. Last year there was another store here. This year we see another store. Some souvenir shops are closed. These streets are so beautiful. It is great that the city's history dates back 500 to 600 years ago. It is very authentic and inspiring. Shinar Barlikova graduated from Kurmangazi Kazakh National Conservatory. She has been working in the orchestra for 10 years. She started to tour with the orchestra from the very beginning. She has played at the festival in Ariano Irpino, and that's why she knows the houses and roads of the old city very well. The audience receives us very warmly. They really like our traditional music, our musicians, and Kazakh folk instrument dombra performance. This year we have a culturally rich program. Precisely in terms of folk art, we perform using dombra and kobiz in all concerts, because the concerts are held as part of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program. We are glad to perform with our artistic director and honored artist of Kazakhstan, Ayman Musakhodjayeva. For Shinar, the tour is an opportunity not only to show her mastery, but also to be inspired and positive. I had the solo performances at the Sorrento Festival in Capri. It is an incredible experience. Last year I played solo seasons. When you play and stand over the sea, it is a very emotional moment. It is more convenient for acoustics to perform indoors, but open spaces are more beautiful. When you perform near the sea, you can look at the stars while playing. Ariano Irpino is centered between the Adriatic Sea and the Tyrrhenian Sea. The city has existed since the 10th century, but it has a few ancient architectural monuments because earthquakes ruthlessly erase human structures from the face of the earth, leaving only the strongest ones, fortresses and churches. And yet, many visitors come to the city. They are attracted by the major sites and various festivals. One of the narrow stone-paved streets of Ariano Irpino, the ancient Italian town, leads directly to the Museum of Ceramics. The Academy of Soloists Orchestra is having rehearsals in one of the halls among the ancient folios and sculptures. The musicians are working hard to present a unique concert program to the local audience. While the team is preparing for the final performance, we will tell you about the building, which today has become a temple of art. Ariano is known worldwide for the production of artistic majolica. This type of pottery has been massively produced here since the 13th century. This exhibition covers the period from 6th century BC to 20th century. Batirjan Smakov told me about the museum and the upcoming concert. Today, the wonderful musician Bakhitjan Musakhodjaeva will conduct the concert. Our famous soloists will also perform, as well as two outstanding Italian pianists, Marco Schiavo and Sergio Marchigiani. They will perform little-known compositions on two pianos. In this case, they will perform with four hands. Today's concert will be held in a classical style. A symphony of Mozart, music by Vivaldi and Handel will be performed. Batirjan is an opera singer. He has a unique voice, countertenor. He also works at the Kazakh University of Arts. During the Italian tours, besides solo performances, the soloist plays another important role. Due to his knowledge of the Italian language, he worked as an announcer at the concert. To me, Italy is not just a place where I studied. I lived and worked for many years in this country. I performed in the Coro Lirico per lo Verde, an operatic chorus. The company consisted of about 50 people. They were all Italians. I also had the opportunity to give many concerts in different regions of Italy while I was a student. Batirjan already had a chance to perform in the hall of the ceramics museums. According to him, this is an ideal venue for the performance of old melodies. I studied a lot of Baroque music and galant style. Now we all have the task of developing and expanding the old repertoire, because a few people know this music in Kazakhstan, and this music also sounds very well in the context of our Kazakh traditional instruments. Currently, we are working with our modern composers Serjan Abdinurov and Dmitry Ostankovich. They are native of Astana. We work together at the university.
И мы сейчас работаем с современными нашими композиторами, с Сержаном Абдинуровым, с Дмитрием Останьковичем. Это наши астанинские, это мои коллеги в университете. И мы сейчас хотим даже создать некий микс между голосом контртенора и нашими казахскими инструментами.
Now we even want to create a mix between the voice of the countertenor and our Kazakh instruments, dombra, kilkobis, an ancient instrument with two horsehair strings, and zhetigen, an ancient seven-stringed plucking instrument. They are similar to ancient European instruments such as lumba, clavicciolo, and harp, and therefore it is very interesting to create some kind of intertwining between the two cultures.
Именно в какое-то взаимопроникновение двух культур.
The rehearsal continues and the music is heard from the open windows. The cultural life of the southern town is rich and diverse. We walk along the streets with Anna KUZEMBAYEVA. As a musician, she once performed at the Academy of Soloists Orchestra. Today, she is a deputy director of Kazakh Concert State Organization. We are proud to have the renowned musicians in our orchestra. Our ensemble has its own traditions. I would even say that this is the first chamber orchestra. Our artistic director is an outstanding violinist who just returned from Moscow and had an idea to gather all the best young performers. Now this has become a tradition. There is continuity of generations because our ensemble consists of famous maestros and beginner young musicians. The most important thing is that they are talented and ready to new ideas. They are delighted to perform abroad and represent their country with pride. From last year, the composition of the orchestra has increased to a small symphony composition. We intend to create a large symphony orchestra on its basis. The Academy of Soloists launches the concert subscription this year. Their entire concert schedule until the end of May next year is available there. There are several series in the subscription. There is a series of Parade of Soloists when orchestra musicians will play solo with the orchestra. There is a series of young talents when young students or even children will perform with our professional musicians. This is the essence of the project. Young talented students should perform on the stage and master their skills. It is an incredible experience for them. We are glad to give them such an opportunity. In addition to admiration and recognition that musicians receive at home, the orchestra represents the musical art and performing traditions of Kazakhstan abroad. They contribute to the international cultural relations and exchange and promote their names on the international arena. The concert featuring different musical components is always exciting. Due to this, we always invite our folklore performers to go on tour. This time, Askar Mukiat joined our team. He is a baritone, a singer, and a laureate of national and international competitions. His performance opens our every concert. The fact that we perform masterpieces of world classical music is our level of general culture. We also have our own authentic culture. Foreign audiences are always delighted to learn our folk traditions. Now we come to the concert hall, where Her Majesty music reigns. The public is already anticipating a brilliant concert program. The audience had a chance to listen to the virtuoso performance of the Venice Carnival by Bridge Cialdi, the joke by Bach, the waltz from Serenade for Tchaikovsky's string orchestra, and other works. The concert is like a bright kaleidoscope. Works replace each other, allowing the audience to feel its emotional palette. Marco Schiavo is the organizer of the classical music festivals in Naples, and Sergio Marchigiani hosts the Echo Music Festival in Alexandria. In addition, they tour around the world and promote the piano duet. The famous pianists gave a concert in Kazakhstan at the beginning of this year. They also performed a concert for piano with 4 hands. Acclaimed pianists, regardless of the concert program, reveal new facets of familiar melodies. The duet conquers the hearts of the audience no matter where they perform. According to music critics, neither their individuality nor their mastery was lost. On the contrary, they uncovered their talents and skills. The hall, designed for only 200 people, could not accommodate everyone who wanted to enjoy wonderful musical performance. But music lovers patiently stood outside the church and sat in the nearest square. All the concerts in Ariano Irpino are held in the museums or the halls of Cathedral Church. These venues have great acoustics, and the Italians appreciate it most of all. The festival, with a 14-year history, boasts a vast geography of the participants. The concert was organized by Ariano Irpino's mayor office and held during the festival, which was founded in 2004. Usually we invite many orchestras and new ensembles from around the world. This year we invited the orchestra from Kazakhstan, and they performed a wonderful concert tonight. It is a great honor for us, and we really enjoyed this performance. The Italian tour of the Academy of Soloists Orchestra comes to an end. This summer turned out to be rich and vibrant, and the Italian public was welcoming and supportive. The soloists of the Academy of Soloists will have tours in new countries as well as festivals and discoveries. And we say goodbye to this amazing city.